General Hospital spoilers and updates reveal Maurice Benard, who plays fan favorite Sonny Corinthos, went through an experience where life imitated art. Both the actor and the Port Charles mob boss suffer from bipolar disorder, and it would seem his was triggered by a storyline arc not too long ago. Maurice Benard, the Emmy-winning star of General Hospital, faced the daunting fear of never returning to acting due to his recent mental health challenges. Known for his role as Sonny Corinthos, Benard is a passionate advocate for mental health, hosting a podcast called State of Mind that focuses on these important issues. He shares a personal connection with his character, as he also battles bipolar disorder. In fact, it was at his urging that Sonny was diagnosed. Maurice speaks about that in his biography, Nothing General About It: How Love Saved Me On and Off General Hospital. In recognition of Mental Health Awareness Month, he spoke candidly with Women's World magazine about his ongoing struggles with anxiety, which is also a factor and often accompanies bipolar disorder. Last year on the show, Sonny's bipolar treatment was manipulated by Valentine Cassadine and Ava Jerome, plunging Sonny into a profoundly troubling time. Tragically, this story mirrored reality as Benard faced his own daunting struggles in real life, seemingly triggered by what he was acting out in the ABC soap. Unfortunately, his primary source of support, his wife Paula, who has been by his side for nearly 35 years, was away in Europe with their son. So during his mental health crisis, she couldn't be there to assist him. However, he was fortunate to have the unwavering support of his longtime co-stars and friends, Steve Burton and Jonathan Jackson, who portrays Lucky Spencer. He attributes his recovery to their presence, expressing, "It would have been extremely challenging without them." I am also deeply thankful to Frank Valentini for his remarkable generosity and support during this time. Returning to work for the first time was challenging, especially with such a heavy storyline. It was intense, and my first day back involved Sonny on a ledge, contemplating suicide, he shared. Fortunately, Brian Cray was by my side. As he had previously brought Morgan back, I told him, "I know I've supported you a lot, but I can't navigate this without you, buddy." He was fantastic, and the wonderful aspect of GH is that I believe many actors here would step up in the same way. The long-running soap is broadcast on weekdays on ABC, and you can also catch up on episodes anytime via Hulu. Additionally, Benard's podcast, State of Mind, is available on YouTube, with new episodes released every Sunday. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, May 13 reveal that Jason Morgan will be offered a tempting trade, while Emma Scorpio Drake accuses Jocelyn Jax. Carly Spencer will also sound the alarm to Lulu Spencer, so there will be a lot happening in Port Charles. First, Emma will fume after finding out that Jocelyn swooped in and snatched the research assistant gig away from her. It won't be long until Emma vents to Anna Devane and accuses Jocelyn of sabotaging her. Although Emma may suspect Jocelyn stole her work, Anna will warn that Emma can't make an accusation like that without proof. Emma may vow to get evidence, so that could complicate Jocelyn's WSB mission soon enough. Nevertheless, Jocelyn will make a vow on Tuesday's GH episode, so she may assure Vaughn or even Jack Brennan that Emma won't be a problem. You can bet Jocelyn will plan to do whatever it takes to get the job done. In the meantime, Jordan Ashford will push Curtis Ashford to confide in someone else now that he's admitted he thinks Portia Robinson is lying to him. Since secrets are what blew up Curtis and Jordan's marriage, she won't be eager to hear complaints about his new wife. Even so, Curtis will convince Jordan to listen and will share concerns about the secrets Portia's keeping about Drew Kane. In Portia's office, Trainer Robinson will be surprised to learn Portia wants Curtis to make peace with Drew. Portia will try to make excuses for her stance without raising too many suspicions, and will eventually ask Trina about Kai Taylor. Trina may have some worries if Kay's recovery isn't progressing as fast as they might have hoped following his surgery. Kai has been making positive predictions, but he seems to be more concerned than he wants Trina to believe. At the Metro Court, Tracy Quartermain will continue her discussion with Jason since she wants him to find her great-grandson. Jason will be offered a tempting trade since Tracy will be prepared to do something that might benefit Sonny Corinthos in return. Speaking of Sonny, he'll work to convince Laura Collins that sometimes it's worth making a deal with the devil. Of course, Jen Sidwell is the devil Sonny's referring to here now that he wants to buy Sonny's peers. Other General Hospital spoilers say Lulu will admit to Carly that she believes Giovanni Gio Palmieri is Brooklyn Quartermain and Dante Falconeri's son. Although Lulu will think she needs to spill this information, Carly will think she's making a huge mistake and will try to shut her down. Lulu may decide to give Dante updates on this stunning news anyway in the coming episodes, so stay tuned. Even though life gets busy, many of us have dreams of doing other things. Maybe it's taking that trip of a lifetime, or starting something new, or maybe, just maybe, it's taking the leap and jumping into the cockpit of an airplane and learning to fly. No, not for you? Well, it's definitely something that General Hospital's Daniel Goddard has wanted to do for some time, and the time has finally come. The ABC soap star posted a video on his official Instagram of him piloting a small plane and shared, "When you are lucky enough to have a wife who knows that you've always wanted to learn to fly, and she makes that dream come true. Rachel, I love you." Fans thought it was so cool of Goddard's wife to make his dream come true, and one in particular, Michelle, stated, "That's wonderful. You have a terrific wife. My hubby says it's quite the incredible feeling, but I'll pass, but it looks good on you." And by the look on the actor's face as he smiled for the camera, we can bet this won't be the last time he takes flight. Those who follow Goddard know he likes to connect with fans via video messages, and if you missed it, his son Sebastian recently took a spin in his dad's shoes, if you will, and recorded a funny video impersonating him. So, I was going to post a video today and check in with you to see if you had a good day, and if you managed to tune in to see Professor Dalton's first episode on General Hospital. Goddard stated then went on to explain, "The moment I told Sebastian that I was going to do this, he recorded a parody video of how my videos come across. Take a look. Jordan stops by Lulu's house to meet Laura, as the mayor thought it would be a safe spot to talk. Jordan warns her that Sidwell, Drew, and Tracy are teaming up to push Sonny out of Port Charles. She fears they are coming for her too, in order to install Boyle as mayor. Laura is shocked that Tracy didn't defend her at this meeting, and realizes she is in trouble, as Tracy has a lot of sway in this town. Jordan tells her not to give up, as Sidwell may come to her rescue. Jordan tells Laura about Sidwell's offer to Sonny to buy his peers, and Sonny is thinking it over. If Sidwell buys the peers, the referendum won't be about Sonny, and she'll be a shoo-in for re-election. Laura says that would make Sidwell the town's mob boss, and she chose Sonny over him any day of the week. Laura says Port Charles has always had a crime presence, and with Sonny in charge, things have been relatively peaceful for a long time. Jordan says that's why she's working undercover with Sidwell to nail him when they can. Laura says, then we must worry about who comes after him. Jordan suggests they tackle one problem at a time. Laura asks her to be careful, and Jordan insists she knows what she's doing. In Portia's office, the doctor argues with Curtis about writing an editorial on Drew. He wonders why she's defending him. Portia cries, "Because I have to." Curtis asks why. She claims she's doing it for him, as he has a clear bias here, so she's playing devil's advocate. She worries Drew could bring a lawsuit against him and Aurora, and this could backfire on him. Curtis says he'll consult his lawyers, but Portia feels it will look like he's going after Drew and his sweet, innocent girlfriend. She asks him, for her sake, to drop it. He asks, "What does this have to do with you?" Portia explains she's concerned about Willow, and this won't look good for the hospital having an employee in the spotlight. She argues they should let the public decide about Drew, and Measure C. Curtis thinks she has a point, and lying low may make their lives easier. His assistant calls, and Curtis tells him they are not going to run the story on Congressman Kane for now. Later, Curtis meets with Jordan at the Brown Dog Bar. He tells her that he thinks his wife is lying to him. Meanwhile, Portia calls Drew and tells him she thinks he'll be pleased as Curtis is appearing to back off him. At the Metro Court, Tracy sits with Lulu and believes she's up to something, which has to do with Brooke Lynn. When they last talked, she could sense fear, panic, and pain in Brooke Lynn's voice. Lulu swears she didn't know Brooke Lynn was planning to adopt. Tracy says Lulu has known about Brooke Lynn giving up a baby for adoption and has been tormenting her ever since finding out. Lulu had no idea Tracy knew. Tracy explains Brooke Lynn told her, and also how Lulu found out about the child, and that she's been poking around in her life ever since. Tracy asks how she doesn't have compassion for the terrified teenager Brooke Lynn was, given that Lulu has been there. Lulu says she does have compassion for her, but it's more complicated. Tracy knows she made a mistake during Lulu's pregnancy, and she added to her burdens back then, but why does she want to add to Brooke Lynn's burdens now? Lulu promises she's not judging Brooke Lynn or adding to her burdens. Tracy asks why Lulu believes she should be involved in Brooke Lynn's decisions and past. Lulu believes Brooke Lynn should tell the father of her baby the truth. Tracy says that's not her business and asks how she'd feel if she had a big secret that Brooke Lynn found out and decided to produce a song about it. Lulu admits she wouldn't love it. Tracy thinks she needs to rethink things and kill her article. Lulu thinks that's unfair to her, and Brooke Lynn needs to let this go. Tracy asks her to do this for her, so Lulu agrees, but only for Tracy. Tracy thanks her, begins texting someone, and Lulu assumes Tracy is lining up more people to browbeat into submission. At a nearby table, Joss takes time to catch up with her mom and wants to know what is going on with her and Sonny. Carly admits Sonny had heart surgery and it had to be kept quiet. She went with him to Lay because she had to be there for him. Joss hopes there was no romantic reunion. Carly insists there wasn't, and she's with Jack now. On cue, Brennan shows up. Joss gets a text from her professor and says she must go, as she might be getting his summer research assistant position. She takes off, and Carly tells Brennan that she thinks Joss is coming around to him. Carly explains Joss has always been concerned that her closeness with Sonny will get her caught in the crossfire, but mentions how she has Brennan now, and she thanks him for all his help in Lay. Brennan says he didn't do what he did for Sonny, but for her. Carly knows he's done a lot for her, and worries he might get in trouble with his superiors. Brennan assures her that he won't get in trouble. He's dedicated his life to the WSB and has the right to take some things for himself. She asks if she is one of those things. He tells her she's everything, and they lean in for a kiss. Suddenly, Lulu appears and tells Carly they really need to talk, in private now. In Dalton's office, he informs Emma that he's sorry, but she didn't get the research position. Dalton tells her that her model is a mess, showing it to her. She insists this isn't her work, and something is wrong. She cries that her file must have gotten corrupted. Dalton says, unfortunately, he has to hire someone else, but she is still his top student. She explains she just really wanted that assistantship. At the rehearsal space for the nurses' ball, Brooke Lynn and Maxie are working with Anna and Chase on their performance, dancing the tango. Gio arrives to play the violin for them and apologizes for being late as he had a night. Gio fills them in on what happened with Rocco and Danny. The trio gets to work, and Brooke Lynn apologizes to Maxie for asking her to choose between her and Lulu. Maxie accepts her apology and asks what made her let go of whatever Lulu did this time. Brooke Lynn says she and Chase are starting the adoption process, which is forcing her to act like an adult. Maxie is glad it didn't come to her having to choose, as she could and would never choose between them. During a break, Emma shows up in tears and tells Gio that she didn't get the job with Dalton. She doesn't understand how her model got so screwed up. Gio suggests she show him the older version on her laptop, given that she wanted this so bad. She thinks it can't hurt and thanks him for the advice. Maxie chats with Anna about Sidwell and if she's found anything they should be concerned about. Anna hasn't, but says she will keep monitoring the situation with him and be prepared to extradite deception from him at a drop of a hat. Brooklyn and Chase reappear, and Brooklyn says it is time to see what they have. Gio plays as Chase and Anna dance, and Maxie tells Brooklyn that her man has moves. Maxie thinks this will be the performance of the night. Later, Anna and Maxie take off, and Chase asks Brooklyn to dance with him while Gio plays for them. In Dalton's office, Joss learned she has gotten his research assistant position. Joss thanks him and is sure she'll learn so much from him. He tells her there is a condition. She must sign an NDA and non-compete clause. She is happy to sign it, so he welcomes her aboard. At Sonny's, he tells Jason that he has a heart problem, and he's not passing up Sidwell's offer for his family's sake. This is their way out of the business. He can use that money to invest in more legitimate businesses. Jason wants out as much as Sonny does, but he can't help but feel that this is a trap. Sonny has concerns about Sidwell too, but selling to Sidwell avoids any turf war over the peers, and he'll lay down the law with the other families. Jason doesn't know if they want to hand Port Charles over to someone so ruthless, and they could be putting targets on their backs. Jason wishes there were another way out. Sonny says Jason doesn't want the business, so he needs to sell to Sidwell. However, there is something he must know first. He needs to know Sidwell has not been the one out to get him. At the Metro Court, Tracy meets with Jason and wants him to use his decades of criminal training for their family. She wants him to find her great-grandson. Emma turns up at Dalton's office and finds Joss filing papers. She asks what Joss is doing. Joss explains, "I work here." At Lulu's, she thanks Carly for coming here for privacy, and she needs to talk. She knows she has her opinions about blowing up Brooklyn's life like Robin did her and Jason's, but someone is lying, either Lois or Brooklyn or both. That is why she needs to find Dan's son. Laura stops by Sonny's, and he thanks her for coming. She asks if he's okay, and he lets her know he's had his surgery and is expected to fully recover. Sonny tells her he asked her here as Sidwell wants to buy his peers, and he's considering it. He says it would solve both their problems. On the next General Hospital, Anna warns Emma that she can't make an accusation like this. Jordan tells Curtis he may be better off confiding in someone else. Trina is shocked that her mother wants her father to make peace with Drew. Tracy offers to do something that will benefit Jason's friend Sonny. Sonny tells Laura that sometimes it's worth making a deal with the devil. Carly warns Lulu that she's making a huge mistake. General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, May 13, 2025 are here. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Anna Devane to warn Emma Scorpio Drake. Sonny Corinthos defends his decision to Laura Collins. Plus, Jordan Ashford turns Curtis Ashford away. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the ABC soap opera. Let's begin with Emma, who turns to Anna. Emma worked really hard on her assignment for Professor Henry Hank Dalton. However, Jocelyn Jacks stole Emma's work and handed her a corrupted drive. The scheme worked, and now Joss is Hank's research assistant. However, Emma gets alarmed and suspicious when she realizes Joss has the job she wanted so badly. When Emma fires allegations, Anna will try to cool her granddaughter's temper. Anna will warn Emma that she can't go around making accusations like that. However, if Emma has the project on her laptop, then she can prove that she's the one that actually did the work. So that might be a complication that Joss and the WSB team has to deal with soon. General Hospital spoilers for tomorrow, reveal that Lulu Spencer will get another warning from Carly Spencer. Lulu is determined to find Dante Falconeri and Brooklyn Quartermain's secretly adopted out child. However, once again, Carly will tell Lulu that she's making a huge mistake. Lulu isn't going to listen, as at the end of the week, she goes on the hunt. Fans can also expect Jordan to turn Curtis away with his problems. Once Curtis told Jordan that he thinks Portia Robinson is lying to him, she told him to confide in someone else. Considering that they are exes, that might not be a bad idea. Sonny ends up surprising Laura. Sonny will also defend his decision to take Jen Sidwell's offer. Laura's eyes bug out, and she will continue worrying this is bad for Port Charles. Sonny will insist that sometimes it's worth making a deal with the devil. Before Sonny makes a firm commitment, they have to find out if Sidwell was responsible for Michael Corinthos' burns. Also, Trina Robinson opens up to Portia. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Tuesday, May 13, 2025? General Hospital spoilers reveal a preview clip has been released for Monday, May 12, 2025. It shows Maxie Jones turning to Anna Devane. Jason Morgan and Sonny Corinthos have conflict over Jen Sidwell's proposal. Plus, is Jocelyn Jacks about to score a victory in her mission, or could she get busted? Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in today's episode of the ABC soap opera. Let's begin with Emma Scorpio Drake, who will turn in her assignment. However, Emma doesn't realize that the thumb drive has been corrupted. Emma will assume that she will get all of Professor Henry Hank Dalton's praise. However, Emma will soon realize that all the information is corrupted. Meanwhile, Jocelyn Jacks could score all the praise. In a preview clip, Hank has one condition before giving Joss the research assistant position. Maybe Hank knows that Joss stole Emma's work. Jocelyn will feel guilty about stealing Emma's work. However, she is on a mission for the WSB, so she'll have to put her feelings aside. General Hospital spoilers for Monday, May 12 reveal that Tracy Quartermain will have a mission for Jason. The right-hand man will get into an argument with Sonny over Sidwell's proposition. Later, Jason and Tracy chat about the situation. Fans will also see Maxie turn to Anna for some advice. This has to do with Brooklyn Quartermain's ultimatum to Maxie regarding Lulu Spencer. BLQ just gave Maxie a choice. It's either her or Lulu. Over with Portia Robinson, she will make Curtis Ashford suspicious. The doctor tells Curtis that she has to defend Drew Kane. Will Portia explain why, or could she come up with a cover story? Laura Collins meets with Jordan Ashford. Jordan will have a warning, though, that disaster is about to strike. Plus, will Lulu figure out that BLQ confessed her adoption secret to Tracy? In any case, Lulu is on the hunt and won't stop until she finds the truth about Brooklyn and Dante Falconeri's child, so stay tuned. General Hospital spoilers and updates for the week of Monday, May 12 Friday, May 16 tease missions, suspicions, and warnings. Tracy Quartermain has a mission for Jason Morgan, Curtis Ashford has suspicions, and Carly Spencer has a warning. Monday, May 12 Tracy has a mission for Jason, while at the hospital, Curtis is suspicious. Curtis lashes out at Portia Robinson at her office, not understanding why she's defending Drew Kane. At Port Charles University, Emma Scorpio Drake gets bad news from Professor Henry Dalton. In the meantime, Jordan Ashford updates Laura Collins after her meeting with Jen Sidwell and Sonny Corinthos and tells her she's in big trouble. Elsewhere, Maxie Jones seeks Anna Devane's advice. Tuesday, May 13, Carly again warns Lulu Spencer about not uncovering secrets that aren't hers to tell. Elsewhere, Jocelyn Jacks makes a promise, as it looks like she may have obtained the research assistant position. In the meantime, Curtis confides in Jordan, and elsewhere, Trina Robinson confides in Portia. Laura is surprised by Sonny, even though she may have gotten an idea from Jordan what it might be about. Wednesday, May 14, Carly and Jason strategize. and it sounds like this might be regarding Sasha Corbin's earlier reveal to Jason. Both Carly and Jason would find it difficult to believe that Michael Corinthos would have refused Willow Corinthos' visit. In the meantime, Willow finds herself heartbroken. Is someone finally getting through to her about Drew? As for Drew, he makes a discovery, and it may not be one he's expecting. In the meantime, Laura loses her cool. Also, Alexis Davis tries to get the upper hand. On Thursday, May 15, Lucky Spencer does some digging, and this is probably regarding the wreck that injured Elizabeth Baldwin. In the meanwhile, Christina Corinthos Davis tries to do damage control. Elsewhere, Rick Lansing receives an offer, but is it legal or shady? Lucas Jones will pay a visit to Elizabeth, still recovering from her badly broken leg. Gio Palmieri confides in Sonny. He's likely still upset over Dante Falconeri's accusations, even after his apology. Friday, May 16, Ava Jerome counsels Portia. While back with the Quartermain drama, Tracy reassures Brooklyn Quartermain chase. Elsewhere, Sonny seeks out Willow. Might this also be about Michael's supposed refusal to see her? In the meantime, Nina Reeves makes a big ask of Carly. As for Lulu, it's obvious she has no intentions of heeding her cousin Carly's warnings. She's on the hunt to see where Lois Cerullo and Brooklyn were when Gio was born. She's already suspicious Gio is Dante and Brooklyn's son. General Hospital spoilers tease that ESPN sport journalist and presidential hopeful Stephen A. Smith has a recurring role as Brick, mob boss Sonny Corinthos' security guru. Brick is so good, he even blew away a nurse who tried to kill an unconscious Sonny last week. Give that man a raise. What are the chances that Screamin' A leaves the wide world of sports for daytime? He recently talked about his career aspirations, and we have the fresh juice for you here. Stephen A. Smith was on General Hospital just last week, and fans have grown to love the monosyllabic bad guy. But did you know he's been on the show for almost 10 years? Smith debuted on the soap in 2016 in what was meant to be a one-time appearance. Luckily, show execs saw the potential in Brick, and here we are a decade later. His last appearance involved taking care of a would-be assassin, and it got fans speculating about a daytime Emmy for the guest stunt. What did Smith think of the moment? He told People. The pulling out the gun and all of that stuff, and doing it and then putting it in slow motion and stuff like that. It was hilarious. Fans loved the unexpected scene, and so did Smith. Smith has been in broadcasting for decades, and he joined ESPN in 2023. He's the host of the morning show First Take, and he recently signed a 5-year deal with the network that's estimated to be 10 figures. Given his sporting success, would he ever join GH full-time? For starters, the host told the outlet that he doesn't consider himself an actor. But he noted, "So it's something I've left the door open to because you never know what the future holds." Smith's credits include the ABC comedy Blackish, the movie Creed IE, and this week he made his primetime debut on Law and Order. Tell us, GH fans, would you like to see more of the handsome and talented Stephen A. Smith on GH? Sound off in the comment section below. General Hospital spoilers and updates for the week of Monday, May 12 Friday, May 16 tease choices and chances, Secret Sons and papers served. Sonny Corinthos reveals a choice, Lulu Spencer someone's secret son, and Willow Corinthos is served. Over a scene of Jen Sidwell talking to a woman, perhaps his ex-wife Natalia Ramirez, Sonny reveals a choice to Jason Morgan. He tells Jason Sidwell isn't his first choice, but it's the only chance we have to walk away from the business. Sidwell has been angling for Sonny's peers, in league with Drew Kane and Councilman Ezra Boyle. Sidwell and Drew claim it's where they want to put the Esplanade, even though Mayor Laura Spencer denied them access. That's why a referendum was put forth to see what the people of Port Charles had to say. Lulu has been very suspicious of who Dante Falconeri's secret son might be that Brooklyn Quartermain Chase gave away as a child. She's been on the hunt and doing some digging after witnessing an altercation between Dante and Gio Palmieri after Rocco Falconeri's drunken danger. She was standing quite a ways off as she saw Lois Cerullo run to Gio's defense when Dante falsely accused him of inviting him to the college party. Dante had also laid into him about Rocco dying from alcohol poisoning, which he was sure Gio provided, and her suspicions ramped up. Now she talks to her cousin Carly Spencer, who asks her who she thinks Dante's son is. Lulu doesn't think. She knows. It's Gio. Elsewhere, Tracy Quartermain has a mission for Jason. She has to be talking about Brooke Lynn's son when she tells him, "I need you to find him." That's not going to be a very long mission if Jason just pays attention to things going on in and around the Quartermain mansion. Seeing how Lois acts around Gio could arouse suspicions in anyone who knows about Brooke Lynn's long-lost baby situation. It looks like more than likely the big reveal will happen before Jason even gets a chance to look for Brooke Lynn, and Dante's son Lulu is miles ahead of him. How will Dante feel when eventually he realizes he practically accused his own son of trying to murder his other son with alcohol? Willow will be heartbroken this week as papers are served, and more than likely they're papers for the custody of her 2 children with Michael Corinthos. But whose idea is this, Drew's, Michael's, Carly's, Alexis Davis, or Nina Reeves? Nina will make a big ask of Carly this week. Could a custody suit be part of it? Both grandmothers agree they don't want the children anywhere near Drew. Alexis already has Emily Scout Kane. Are Wiley and Amelia Corinthos next? Cody may look into Rick and Ava. Will he do with the truth? Cody made note of something very interesting on General Hospital. This may be the first step to discovering what Rick and Ava are up to. Cody tends to find his way into other people's business. Sometimes this makes him a hero, other times it gets him into trouble. This situation could go either way. Rick and Ava are blackmailing Alexis. They know that Christina caused the car accident that could have killed Rick and Elizabeth. Typical of the two of them, they did not go to the police. Instead, they are using the information to get money from the Cassadine estate. When the twosome used their Dolos credit card at the Brown Dog, it accidentally got mixed up with Cody's. The bartender mentioned that the card has a very high credit limit. When Cody saw him give the card to Ava, his antennae went up. Knowing Cody, he is about to dive into the situation to see what's up. When and if Cody figures out what Rick and Ava are up to, he can do multiple things with the information. He could go to the police and turn them all in, Christina for the accident and Rick and Ava for the blackmail. His father is Max Scorpio, after all. That scenario is doubtful because he is interested in Molly, so putting her sister and father in jail is not a good idea. Another option is to go straight to Molly with the facts and let her handle it. But he knows this will upset her, so knowing Cody, he will do something stupid. He will blackmail the blackmailers. It is typical for him to try to get some money out of Rick and Ava. They are getting quite a lot from Alexis, so they can share with him so as not to be found out. Cody should have learned from hiding his paternity from Mac, but sometimes he cannot help himself. If he gets caught blackmailing Rick and Ava, he will never have a chance with Molly. Do you think he will be smart this time or fall into his old Cody ways? Let us know in the comments section. On the next GH, Sonny surprises Laura, while Trina opens up to Portia and Jocelyn makes a promise. In addition to Sonny surprising Laura, General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, May 13, 2025. Focus on Carly warning Lulu and Curtis confiding in Jordan. Sonny's latest dilemma has been whether to take Sidwell up on his generous offer to buy Sonny's Pier territory. This would enable Sonny to go legit and decrease the danger to his family. It could also render the referendum useless. At the very least, it would no longer be a vote for or against Sonny Corinthos, who some people feel helps Port Charles. Others feel his presence hurts the town. When Sonny surprises Laura, does he tell her that he sold out to Sidwell? How will she respond to that? The mayor may not be pleased, considering she knows what Sidwell is capable of. After all, he did hold her son hostage once upon a time. The Ashford Robinson family has a couple of key conversations happening on Tuesday. First, Curtis confides in Jordan. Please tell us that Curtis isn't just unburdening himself about Drew. That he's starting to think Portia is hiding things from him. Because that's exactly what Portia has been doing. Portia has a Drew problem and needs to do something about it, like come clean to her husband. Instead, she's the one doing the listening when Trina opens up to Portia. Is Trina turning to her mom for help with the Kai situation? Or does she have another issue that's bugging her? Meanwhile, Carly warns Lulu. First things first. We know Lulu reads Carly in on how she thinks Gio is Dante and Brooke Lynn's son. Lulu's eavesdropping skills have made her a very dangerous person to Brooke Lynn. Lulu must feel that she can no longer hide these bombshells from Dante and decides to tell him. Maybe Carly, once again, warns Lulu off doing this kind of damage. Forget about the drama it will cause for Brooke Lynn. She needs to think about Gio here. Finally, Jocelyn makes a promise. What the WSB newbie needs to do is promise herself that once this Professor Dalton case comes to an end, she'll find a way to make things good with Emma, stealing her friend/classmate/rival's project so she can snag Dalton's summer lab assistant gig isn't cool. Does Joss's promise have to do with Emma? If not, then who?